My name is Harry Lewis. I was born in New Jersey, in the States, and I'm a songwriter. My greatest fear is not connecting with people, and that leads to loneliness, a feeling of aloneness. I most admire Joseph Campbell because he was the person who came up with the formula for what it was to be happy. There's very little I dislike about myself, but if I were to really think about it for a while, I'd say it was my impatience. And please, give me the next question. The most obvious characteristic is my ability to listen. I enjoy hearing other people's stories, other people's problems, other people's triumphs. I dislike bigotry and judgmentalism in others. I like to spare other people's feelings. My most treasured possession are my friendships that I have with others. I would love to live near the ocean where it's nice and warm and there's a nice piano there. I'd like to be able to coordinate colors, because I don't coordinate colors very good when it comes to dressing. I don't know what goes with what, and I wish I could figure it out. The virtue I think is most overrated is chastity. The reason is because I don't see any great benefit in being chaste. When you're married, I think it's always good to get to know a person thoroughly. And the more you know about someone, a better chance you have of making the relationship work. I am so challenged when it comes to writing lyrics. I find it extremely satisfying, but very difficult. Writing lyrics gives me the most satisfaction also, because when I get it, when I hit it, when the rhymes are right, when the meaning of the song is really spot on and people are responding to my song, that's the most gratifying thing of all. I find that I will get into quite a funk if I am not able to clearly see the choices that I have, and if I just feel that there's only one thing that I have to do or I can do, then I can be very despairing. But usually if I look long enough, I'll find some other choices and that will get me out of it. What I most dislike is a lack of caring, when people don't care, when they aren't considerate, when they just consider themselves and no one else. I find that antithetical to life and humanity. What I most like is when someone really does care, when they genuinely, sincerely show caring. My ambition when I was younger was to have a family. And since I don't have a family, then now I have a chosen family. People who I have chosen to relate to and to share with and to enjoy my life with. The reward I'd like to receive is to be known as a decent human being. That's reward enough for me. One of them is Beethoven, definitely Beethoven. He created a whole other way of listening to music and writing music. He overcame a number of very, very difficult challenges in his life. He was not the nicest person in the world, but you listen to a Beethoven symphony and it is constantly, for me, it's constantly new, constantly wonderful. Always something to discover. My top thing is to expose my songs to the world. That is it. I want to expose my songs and the message within the songs to the world. I feel safe and secure when other people show me kindness and understanding, and I know that they hear what I'm saying and they're not judging me. I hate to be in law. Forget it. My favorite sound is laughter. It's giggles, guffaws, chortling. Laughter is good. Laughter is wonderful. It's good for the soul. It just makes you feel good. It makes you live longer too. I'm happy now. I'm happy now. My favorite word is compassion. The reason is because compassion, I think, is the highest virtue that anybody can aspire to. It means to suffer with, literally, someone else. And by suffering with someone else, you understand where they are and you connect very, very directly with them. If I could come back as a person or a thing, I'd come back as me, but I'd have a lot more money. Karmically, I would come back as me with more money also. I'm quite happy being me, and hopefully karma's happy being me too. Joseph Campbell influenced me to choose my profession because he was the one who came up with the formula that I live by, and by listening to him over and over and over again in the tapes, The Power of Myth, I finally got the courage to follow my heart's desire. I'm not really much of a relaxer, but when I do relax, I read. I remember very clearly after having been in university for 2 years that I didn't want to go back. And an uncle suggested that I take some of the cartoons that I had done and won prizes for in high school, and that I submit them to the art school at Syracuse University and go into advertising design, go into art. And I did that. And although I don't make my living as an artist or as an art director, I became a writer in advertising, and that led me to writing commercials. And after that, I started composing music. My present state of mind is optimism. I tend to be an optimist. It has nothing to do with what people have said about my music. It has nothing to do with outside influences. It all has to do with my relationship with others and my relationship to life. The motto I live by is follow your bliss. That was the phrase coined by Joseph Campbell, and it works. But you have to do it with all your heart, and you can't be afraid to follow your bliss. You have to do it courageously, and things work. Anyhow, my favorite food is rice. Rice is nice. Brown rice, wild rice, rice.